Hello! Welcome back, everybody, to Story Reckless. I am Nathan. I'm your DM this evening. I use he, him pronouns, and we have somebody new here tonight. Normally, we have Claire, but Claire just had their baby. Yay! So they are going to be out for probably quite a while, as they are, doing that. But yeah, with that brief little intro for myself out of the way, I'm going to pass it over to our players. We'll start with Olive, if you want to introduce
Me
yourself.
first. I'm first. Second, I guess. Yes, so my name's Olive. I use she and they pronouns. And tonight I'm going to be playing Calliope, Air Genasi old lady. I'm just an old lady. Don't mind me.
Amazing. And Enyo?
Hi, I'm Enyo. I use they, she pronouns, and tonight I'm going to be playing. I almost said Calliope. An old lady. I'm going to be Pip. Just good, honest person.
Yeah, and we'll get to learn more about Pip and meet Pip here in a little bit. Yeah, for those of you who have been following us, this is going to be more or less a continuation of some of the stuff we've been doing, but this is kind of a start of a new story arc, obviously with new characters, which should be fun. And with that, I'm going to do a brief intro here as we jump into this next part of our story. Let me just change the music over. All right. So, the holy city of El Terrell has fallen. An entire city pulled into the earth, leaving behind nothing more than a hole in the ground. Those who survived fled to the port of Baldur's Gate, desperate to find refuge. But they found none in the City of Blood. Gnolls ravage the countryside. Fanatic cultists of the Dead Three commit murder in the damp streets. And the tyrannical nobles of Baldur's Gate have sealed the walls to all refugees. Many believe that these are signs that Baldur's Gate will suffer the same fate as El Terrell. However, those who claim such things are marked as rabble-rousers and immediately arrested by the oppressive Flaming Fist mercenary company. Despite this dread that clings to the city, there are some who seek answers. We see a group of 4 individuals huddled in a small, run-down tavern, speaking in hushed tones. There is a young woman by the name of Rhea Mantlemorn, who seems to be leading the discussion. She has broad shoulders, dark skin, and a flop of red hair off to one side. And resting on the bed but at her side is a tabard, which displays a rearing horse under a blazing sun. The symbol of the Holy Knights of El Terrell, the Hell Riders. Sitting across from Rhea in rickety wooden chairs are 3 other individuals. There's a very tall, lanky man with a mess of wiry hair almost obscuring his face, an older Genasi woman, and a fawn woman. Why don't you describe yourself, Calliope? We'll start with you.
Yeah, so Calliope is wearing these kind of like saffron robes of the priests of dawn, which are these like traveling tinkerers. It's kind of like when the knife sharpeners come into town. Like everyone like pulls out the things like that need fixing. So like we're traveling tradespeople, except Calliope's are heavily embellished, like lots of kind of like ornate like weavings into them. And she has like a couple like small like pouches of like tools and stuff at her side and on her back. And she's just like this old kind of like hunched over bluish gray skinned woman with like kind of like cloudy patterns on her face and gray hair pulled back into a tight bun. And she is like just exuding like a lot of like energy. Like she keeps like interrupting and she's like a meddling old lady.
Amazing. And sitting next to Calliope, we see Pip. Why don't you describe yourself?
So, Pip, when they're standing next to each other, Pip is, even sitting down, I think Pip, like, towers over Calliope at, 5 feet tall. Maybe 5'5" because she's wearing really, really big platform boots, like elevator boots. And these boots also, they're like big kind of platform pirate boots, and they cover her hooves up. So nobody can necessarily tell she's a satyr right now. And they're filled with, like, I don't know, coins and rings and things, and they jingle with every step. She has a large floppy hat that covers the broken nubs of her horns, and her ears, which are kind of would flop down normally, have been, discreetly braided back into her hair.
Amazing. All right, and with that, Rhea is there, kind of leaning forward, sitting on the edge of her bed. You're in this tight little tavern room that she's like closed the door to. You can hear the muffled kind of rabble outside of people drinking and gambling. And she leans forward. Right. Thank you all for joining me. Calliope, it's good to see you again.
Good to see you again, too. I'm glad that you escaped the fate that befell so many of our friends.
Yes, it's been quite tough for us. Anyways, on that note, I'm sure all of you are aware, and Manfred, it's wonderful to make your acquaintance. And the tall, lanky man kind of nods and waves. And Pip, you see this man there with you who came in with Calliope. Very tall, lanky, like wiry hair, wearing an olive vest. He has a lot of like jewelry and a little pocket watch, and he's just kind of quiet and a little awkward. You do notice, though, at his side, at his hip, he has a holstered, what looks to be like a flintlock pistol, actually. So he's sitting there. As you're well aware, for you, Pip, you may not be aware of this, but the Dead Three, who have been incredibly active in this city, were committing numerous rituals in and around the outskirts of El Turel before it fell. There were those of us in the Hell Riders that suspected that this was leading up to something. And after what befell our home, I'm convinced that they have something to do with El Turel being pulled into the earth. Thankfully, a mutual acquaintance of ours, and she gestures to Pip, a woman, what does she go by now? Marjorie, I believe is. Anyways, she has informed us that the Dead Three have a base of operations out of a bathhouse known as the Dancing Nymph. It's a few blocks north of here.
I know where it is. Don't worry.
I'm aware. This is mainly for Calliope and Manfred. I would like to get inside, get into this base of operations, and at the very least, discover some evidence for what they're trying to do. And if we're lucky, stop whatever they're trying to do. My worry is that they may be trying to pull Baldur's Gate into whatever awful fate befell El Turel. Any questions from either of you?
Just to be clear, you've been staking this place out for a while now, right?
Past couple of days, I haven't had terribly much time, and I'm getting a bit antsy.
Of course, yeah. So have you or have you not seen Mortlock, hey, Vantherper, going in?
I don't. I'm not familiar with the patriarchs of the city. I do understand that Vantherper is one of. But based on your description, what you've told me, I have seen a gentleman of that description entering.
Well, That's all I need to hear.
What business does a merchant like yourself have with patriarchs?
Araya kind of snickers a little, looking down sheepishly when you ask Pip this.
I'm sorry. I have a lot of business. I am a very well-known businesswoman.
Well known, you say. And how might people know you?
I provide all manners of potions to my clientele, who range from the lowly and the working class all the way to the patriarchs.
I see. Okay. Well,
Everybody needs some healing. Or a little bit of, hair revival potion.
Anyways, Pip here has some intimate knowledge of this establishment as well, and she's been observing it, and she has very good reason to get in. She's shown me a bit of what she can do, and I think she'll be a wonderful addition to this mission. And she kind of looks towards Manfred. Now, Calliope, you've brought this one. Manfred? And Manfred kind of nods. Yes, hello, my name's Manfred. I'm a colleague of Calliope's here. Calliope, Manfred, Manfred, what are you capable of doing? What are your specialities? Oh, well, I
Do you know how to use that flintlock pistol you have?
Yes, actually quite well. It is. I got it actually from the Hall of Wonders up in the upper city. Calliope would know. The Temple of Gond up there. I'm quite skilled. I can be very quiet when I need to be, and I can get into places I probably shouldn't be getting into. Trust me, I have lots to offer, and as Calliope can speak to our...
I'll say, he's nice on the eyes, too.
Oof.
Yes, well,
Okay.
and ours, our mutual benefactor, our employer, is a very powerful person who is has some vested interest in this going well. So, I assure you that I can provide wonderful support. Rhea kind of... And, Calliope, who exactly is your employer? You haven't really been forthcoming with that, and I'm actually quite...
Like, I've been here a couple weeks. Been getting to know the real power and the real ley lines in the city who runs this town. It's always good to, like, have connections. And, we met through Manfred. We're peers. We've worked together before. I can vouch for his skills.
All right, if you say so. I trust your judgment. Well, now it's just a matter of deciding how we're going to approach this. I have some ideas.
I'm sorry. I have a question here. Who is vouching for Calliope?
We've worked together before. We go way back. And gesturing to me and Rhea. We're both part of the Hell Riders. They're like... Yeah?
Okay, sure, but maybe way back.
No,
Hey, what's...
no, Calliope is currently a Hell Rider along with me. She actually outranks me by quite a bit, so if this were under different circumstances, trust me, she's been through a lot and has a lot of experience.
Okay. Is she not going to break her hip as soon as we have to do anything physical?
I like you. I might, you'll have to carry me. Oh no, Manfred, you get to carry me if I break my hip. Yes?
Yes, of course, I can do that. I don't think that would be necessary, though. You could always use dummy. I know I've seen you use them before.
That's top secret, and you spied on me to know about that.
Well, it's. I'm assuming that Dummy is going to be making an appearance on such a dangerous mission.
Yeah, this is a matter of city security.
Yes.
I'm sure I'll get permission, forgiveness, one of those things from the higher ups once we pull them out of hell or wherever they are.
Yes, it sounds like you've maybe heard the rumors then, Calliope. I was working with an associate that actually helped me get into the city, and a cleric, and they were able to contact somebody that was in El Turel when it fell. And it sounds like the city may have been shifted to another plane, perhaps even the Hells, or maybe the Abyss. It's hard to say, but somewhere terrible. Which is all the more reason that we need to be successful on this mission.
So are you saying that there is perhaps a portal to a hell? That Baldur's Gate may become a portal to hell?
I don't know how it works. If it were to be like what happened with El Turel, then it would just be taken from the face of this world and removed. I don't know. But what I saw was horrifying.
Pip kind of just steeple fingers and is like, clearly chewing on that, and just sinks back for a bit.
What makes us think that the Dead Three have anything to do with it? I know, Rare, that you've been investigating them, but I worry that your focus on them may be clouding your judgment here. Give me some evidence.
Well, Calliope, I know you weren't directly involved, but I went on numerous missions around El Turel. If you remember, there were a lot of people disappearing, and many of us in the Hell Riders discovered multiple ritual sites on the outskirts of the city that were being operated by the Dead Three. And at these ritual sites, they were doing sacrifices of humanoids, and I honestly don't know the details. I didn't fully understand it, but they were sacrificing people. There was scriptures, and they were clearly doing something. And all of this was increasing in activity leading up to the fall of El Turel. It feels like a really strong lead to me. I don't know where else to look. It seems like as good a lead as any.
So what are we going to be looking for? Are we just going to wander into a bathhouse and say, oh, and you got stairs downstairs, if you know what I mean? Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Well, I was informed that one of the back rooms has a secret entrance into their base of operations, which apparently is underneath or somewhere. I don't know, but it's somewhere within the premises.
Do we really need to go through a secret entrance?
If you have a better idea, I'm all ears.
I mean, can't we just walk right in as patrons?
Well, sure, we can go into the bathhouse, but getting into their base of operations, I don't think they're gonna just let us walk in unless we can make ourselves look like cultists and somehow pass
yes.
that off.
Was that not going to be your... What? Just be a cultist. How hard is that? What does it take?
Well, I don't have any of their garb. I don't know what sort of... I'm assuming they have some sort of... God, I feel like a frickin' child saying this, but I'm sure they have some sort of secret word to get in, right? That's what these types of people do. I don't know. But I'm assuming...
I like this plan. Maybe we could jump a couple of them. Take their stuff. Gassy ourselves all up like that.
Sure. I'm not terribly good at deception, but I'm willing to give it a try.
We'll go over to the bathhouse. We'll poke around and see if we can find your secret entrance. And
Oh, well,
if
I'll be going with you, to be very clear.
oh yes, that was a royal, not a royal week. That was an inclusive week.
Understood. So
All right,
But
for secret rituals, dark candles, sounds good to me. Let's go.
All right, so just to be clear, we're going to just walk in as patrons and snoop around.
I have been living in the back room of a temple for weeks now, and no offense, Manfred, but you live in a dungeon. I could use a bath.
I'll say you could use a bath.
What? Excuse me. I bathe quite frequently.
Oh no! I wasn't talking about. Well, I mean, you could use a bath as well, but I really was talking about Calliope.
It'll be fun. I love bathhouses.
All right. So so as you all gather your things, is your plan you're gonna just head over to the bathhouse as patrons and just kind of walk in and participate in what they have to offer?
I think so.
Okay.
I feel like Pip has visited the bathhouse before, except she keeps her boots on, which is super weird. But
In the bathhouse, you keep your boots
Oh, yeah.
on? Okay.
Yeah.
What about your hat? Do you leave your hat on as well?
no.
Hooves? Do you have boots? Hoof boots?
They're boots that make my that hide my hoofs, and they look like human feet. And I had to make like a little tinkering thing. These boots are like an infused item, actually. I've just decided. I've made them to make my feet look more human.
So, like, is the L part of the foot just like filled with like?
It's filled with like little articulated thingies that just click every time I walk.
You have mechanical toes?
I have mechanical toes.
This is great. All right, so you all gather your things up. Rhea leaves behind the like tabard on the bed, and it's all like folded up nicely. Before leaving, she does like tuck it under the covers and kind of fold that up. And she seems to be wearing more or less civilian garb, but it looks a little kind of bulky on her, and you can kind of hear armor like creaking underneath. And before you all leave, she kind of stops and now just one thing. I do have my armor on because I don't know what's going to happen, but are we actually planning to just go and use the baths and be part of the bathhouse? Because
The armor, yes.
leave it
That's
behind.
my plan.
All right.
You don't have to use the bath. You could find something else to do. Some other way to sneak around.
You know what? I would be a bit more comfortable waiting outside, and I will go to my spot where I've been staking the establishment out, and I will wait there, and I will keep an ear out. If something goes wrong, I will come running in, and you can just come grab me. Does that work for everyone?
Sure does. I'll send word.
All right.
Sure, yes.
All right. All right, so she leaves her armor on with her clothing, and you all head out and head to the dancing nymph. So, as you head up north through the streets, it's about sunset at this point, so that it hasn't quite dipped into night. But heading through the streets, you get to the front of this establishment. It's maybe about a 10-minute walk away. As you approach, you can see this kind of low stone building with a low wall surrounding it. And you can actually see that kind of seeping out of the tops of the building, there's a little bit of steam kind of gathering and billowing out. As you step through this stone wall, you enter into this kind of L-shaped landscaped yard. You can see the front door directly in front of you that has like beautiful stained glass on it, depicting all these little like nymphs in like very elegant poses with water cascading down around them. And walking through the yard, it's, you know, beautifully manicured, kind of English garden style. And off to your left and right, you can see more statues of nymphs with little fountains of water pouring out over their bodies. And stepping in through the door, you, as soon as you walk in and open the door, steam kind of billows out. And stepping inside, you find yourself in this kind of blue tiled space, relatively large, maybe a good like 60 feet or so in total, like square footage. And there are, you can see there are three large shallow baths with steam rising out of them, kind of one to your right, one to your left, and one directly in front of you as you enter. And there are marble columns rising up, leading up to the one at the far back. There's like 3 patrons in here currently that seem to be finishing up, and you can see little stone benches just on the other side of these baths where there's like piled towels and clothing set up. And then at the very back of the room, towards where that last bath is, to the left and right, you see 2 more doors leading into other rooms. As you enter this, let's see here.
I think that in the meantime, Pip has given Rhea just a little leather cuff that she's infused with to emit kind of a sound that like negates the sound of the creaking armor. Okay. Just like a static. So maybe she totally makes it sound like jingling coins.
Is this one of the the artificer like tinkering?
Yeah.
Okay.
Magical tinkering.
Okay, so it's like a leather cuff like that would go around your wrist, or
yeah, okay. Or just like a little decorative thing that has that just the nice jingle.
Yeah. So as you're walking over, you hand this to her, and she kind of like straps it on and looks, and then starts walking, and then that sound of her armor kind of creaking gets masked by, it sounds like she has a really heavy coin purse, and she kind of looks at you and is like, you do realize that we're in Baldur's Gate, right? The city of blood, where it's ripe with thieves and
cultists. If you see any cultists, if they try to, sacrifice you, just knock them out and take their things. We'll use their costumes later. I'm sure you'll do great.
Yes, I will. I'm sorry, Pip. I actually genuinely thank you. It was very surprising how loud the jingling coins were when
I can make it a little bit quieter if you want, but quite frankly, I think it's a good idea to have a little bit of bait.
All right. Yes, I can.
How weird is it going to be if you just run into a bathhouse unprovoked? You need to have like a bandit after you, something, right?
That's a good point. If somebody comes to stab me, I'll come running in, screaming, and maybe that distraction will be of use to us. All right. So she goes.
Thinking it.
She goes and you see that she kind of peels off as you approach. So we're kind of backtracking a little bit. She peels off and she actually heads to what looks to be what used to be somebody's residence that is clearly like boarded up, and she kind of like slips through an alley and like heads into there. But entering in, you are approached. You're approached by this very like well-groomed human man who is wearing this very elegant silk robe, and they have just a little bit of like a little goatee right here on their chin as they approach you, and they kind of bow and say, welcome to the Dancing Nymph. I am Jabaz. I am the host here. Would you like to participate in a bath, or perhaps you would like a massage or one of our other services if you would enjoy that sort of thing? Would any of this interest you?
Oh, absolutely. You know it. I'll take the works.
Oh, very well. All right. We will start with the bath. That will be 5 gold pieces, and thank you. And for the remaining services, that'll be an additional 10 gold.
Well, I'll pay you when we get to that. I'll be great.
Wonderful. And for you. And he gestures to you, Pip.
I suppose I'll take the works as well. How many other services are there exactly?
Well, we provide the bath here. We also provide companionship, and we provide a wonderful massage. And you'll just need to tell your masseuse exactly what type of massage you would prefer.
Well, I'd like to know actually how much the entire cost is going to be of the works. That's all I'm actually interested in.
Oh, yes, that will be 15 gold pieces.
Oh, okay, sure.
And then he takes that.
Just
And Manfred is kind of standing there awkwardly tapping his hands. And when Jabaz turns to him, and for you, sir. Oh, I'll just... I think I just want to take in the steam, and I'll just go sit on one of the benches. Is that all right? Sure. That'll just be 1 gold, if you please. And he passes it over. And you see Manfred just kind of awkwardly goes and like sits at one of the far benches and then just starts like observing, just sitting there. And the two of you are guided over to the bath off to the left that is currently empty. And Jabaz gestures towards these robes that are hanging there for you, and you can disrobe and bathe and do all that stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, so you go through the steps. You go through, you bathe, and I don't know, how does this work for Pip? Do you like literally leave your boots on, and what about your hat?
Okay, hat comes off, boots stay on. Like I tell the masseuse, like, absolutely not, do not touch my boots. And I think her ears and her horn nubs are all wrapped up in a like a towel. She kind of has the whole towel thing going on with her hair.
Got it. Okay.
So
So yeah, go ahead.
Calliope like only has like I guess like her cape in just like one like fairly large bag. And is my servant will take care of that. Don't you mind? And a little puppet crawls out of the bag, my homunculus, and just like puts the bag on its back, and just like goes and like sits down next to the bath as Calliope just like drops in.
Amazing. Is the puppet like made of like wood and cloth, like a marionette, or?
Yeah, exactly,
Okay.
like marionette. So the way that it actually walks is, walking is hard, but like we figured out puppets, right? So the magic is actually in the handle, and so it's the one controlling its movement.
So are there like handles and string that like float up above it?
Yeah, so the handle is like up top and like
That's
has
cool.
strings going down to like control
Yeah.
the marionette. Now you might ask, why have the marionette at all? But like that's a focus for it's a social construct. Like you can't just have like a little cross floating around. But like the cross is the real thing. Don't you be fooled. That's the real creature.
And are you telling this to Pip right now?
Yeah. Or like if like Pip like wanders off, like some random like person also in the back, just like continue mid sentence.
Oh man, yeah. I think you're telling all of this to Pip, and she's kind of just like clearly not paying attention, like cucumber slices on her eyes, just like enjoying it. And like awesome. I think maybe at some point she just like takes the cucumbers and puts them in her ears.
Oh my god. All right. So yeah, you both.
We're on a reconnaissance mission.
That's why I took the cucumbers off.
See. So you can see.
So you have this lovely bath. And probably like partway through, you do see Manfred kind of get up and awkwardly like kind of trundle over and like lean over down towards the two of you. Are you both just going to continue bathing, or are you going to continue searching? I haven't noticed anything sitting over there on the bench.
Come on, dummy. Hey, dummy.
Oh, and the puppet like turns and looks.
Go take a look around. Be, quiet like.
And the puppet starts to like awkwardly walk off towards.
Wait, come back. I got something. Tinker.
Turns.
And I'm gonna make a little sign using magical tinkering, saying I am on an errand for soap. If anybody asks you anything, just hold that up. They'll let you go.
Okay, awesome. So is this the homunculus?
Yeah.
Does it have stats? It does, right?
Does.
Okay,
Indeed.
so what do you want the homunculus to do here?
I want it to look around for secrets.
Okay. Go ahead and make perception or investigation with the homunculus stats as it goes wandering off with a little sign that says soap.
It's +4 to
Okay.
this. Let's go. First roll, new campaign. Let's go.
Ooh.
6.
Oh man. Okay.
Okay, so you're sitting there, going, enjoying your bath as a little homunculus, dummy, just trundles off, going off towards the back of the room, towards those doors. Pip, are you doing anything as the little homunculus wanders off?
She cracks an eye open and watches it, and is like, "Good, it's a good idea there."
Harder, not harder.
And then she kind of just takes out of her boots, I guess, a little vial that kind of has a little puff of pink gas, and just sort of pours it into the bath.
Okay.
The bath.
What happens?
The bath kind of it's a really awesome. It's bath bomb. The bath kind of just turns sparkly and pink and maybe a little purplish, and it smells really good. And then she also takes a gold coin out of her boot and kind of flicks it with her thumb, and it lands outside of the bath and springs up onto 8 legs and kind of crawls around. It is her homunculus. Her homunculus. God damn it. Artificer.
Oh my god. Okay, so this little coin suddenly starts skittering. What do you want your homunculus to do?
Find a secret entrance. Or cultists.
And scurries off. So go ahead and do investigation or perception with your homunculus. As Manfred is kind of stiffening up and watching this and just looking really fascinated at it.
Watch the rest of this episode just be us switch the camera to the homunculi and go on an adventure with that.
Manfred kind of leans down towards you, Pip. What did you get? An 11. Okay. I'll resolve that in a minute. But leans down to you, Pip, and says, that was quite fascinating. And the little bit of that aroma is so wonderful. I really wish I could. I would love to hear more about it after we get out of here. I'm going to go.
Manfred, just jump in the bath. Just take a bath.
Okay. No, I really I can't. Thank you though. I'm just going to.
Well, here, have a free sample. And she just kind of splashes him a little bit.
Okay. The water splashes up towards him. Make a perception check for me.
Oh my god. Okay. Perception. What's my perception? It is. Oh, the same thing.
I should switch us over so we can see these rolls, by the way.
17.
17. Oh my goodness. Okay. As you splash the water,
Tell me your secrets, Manfred.
it splashes onto him, and he reacts, and he kind of and starts to it's all right, and starts to walk over towards the bench. The weird thing is though that the water, when it hit him, you don't see any droplets of water on his face. You don't see his wiry hair like react to the water and get damp and like kind of scrunch down. It just kind of, you see him clearly react to it like he's been hit, but you don't actually see any physical evidence of the water on his body. And he kind of, all right, I'm just, no, I'm quite all right. And he goes and he sits down on the bench and just continues to like watch the room. So last question I have for, so for you, Calliope, for your homunculus, you have this little sign up, right? So your homunculus goes wandering off, and goes into the kind of left room, like to the, like you all are on the left bath, like the southern bath, and it goes off to that adjacent room that's kind of like to the north of you, to the west of you. And the little homunculus goes over there, and you see it go and like stand in front of the door that's clearly closed, and it kind of like leaps up and grabs on, and then the door just kind of opens up and goes wandering into there as you all are having this conversation, like Splash Mom, for some time kind of goes by as the coin goes skittering off. And you suddenly hear somebody just go, and you see the little puppet go flying out of the room and skid across the ground and kind of go limp and stand up and look up, and you see this like big, like rotund man with a little tiny towel on, like holding it, come like walking out and be like, who the fuck let this thing in here? And just like looking around the room, looking really pissed off.
It's mine! You've damaged my property!
What are you doing? Are you spying on me? You fucking...
I need soap! And none of you are around to get it for me.
Jabaz is like running out of the room, and you can see his hands are all like oiled up and like looking really flustered. And I'm terribly sorry. Just please go lay down. It'll be fine, and everything's fine.
Fucking, I should speak with your manager about this. I don't think it's right to have things just wandering.
No, it's quite all right. It's fine. Just go in there, and I will.
He seems pretty distressed here, and frankly, we're in dire need of soap.
Yes, I will bring you.
I had to provide my own, and I think that if he's going to get the manager, this can all be resolved. I think at this point we deserve a free bath.
No, you were the ones that caused the problem. Please, sir, Mr. Jonathan, please go into the room, and like as he kind of ushers this gentleman in, just kind of looks at the two of you and glares, and like enters the room and closes the door as your little puppet like stands up and goes wandering off towards the other door, which your little coin has currently slipped under, is somewhere in there. Go ahead and make a stealth check for me for your little coin, because cool. Yours wasn't doing the little like sign.
Yeah. Let's see, stealth. Oh boy. Do I use my stealth?
It would be the homunculus stats.
Yeah.
So
what's the homunculus stat block? I actually
4, at least mine is +4.
Plus 4.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead. You can do that.
Cool. Thanks.
We can look that up later. If it's wrong, we'll figure it out. But for now, we could just use Calliope.
Oh no!
What is happening?
Why?
Okay. Is the homunculus able to communicate with you in any way?
Yeah, it sends out a series of chirps that only I, as a satyr, can hear.
Okay, and so it has to be like physically next to you in order to communicate. Right?
Yeah, I think it travels. It can travel pretty far. So if there's another satyr in here, they're like, "What the hell is this annoying chirping?"
Okay. All right. Oh man, let me see. Does the homunculus have hit points and an AC?
Oh no! It does. But do you have the stat block?
Yeah, 13 AC, 11 hit points, and evasion.
Okay. Oh, it has evasion. So
yeah.
That is... Wait, evasion is...
It's the half damage, takes no damage thing.
For dex save. Okay.
For dex saves.
Right,
they can also speed 20 feet, fly 30 feet. So both of them can technically fly.
Okay. Well, here we go. So the little coin slips under the door. as this commotion just finishes. You hear kind of another brief little like exhale of somebody kind of going, and you hear like a so let's see what happens. I rolled a nat 20.
Yeah, that's right. You know what I did to it? So like I made it so that
I rolled a nat 20 for this person. Sorry.
This person.
So you hear a little and then like someone stomping on the ground. They rolled a natural 20. So let's see.
Oh no.
An unarmed strike is 1 plus your strength mod, right? So how many hit points does it have, the homunculus?
5?
Oh, it has 5. 11?
No, I don't know. 11, wow.
Whoa,
Yeah.
Okay. So I don't know how this works for a crit, because you don't roll dice for an unarmed strike. I'm just going to say it does 2 hit points worth of damage, because I got a crit. I guess technically it would just be 1 hit point, because I don't roll dice. Whatever, 1 hit point. So your homunculus suffers 1 damage from something. And then you kind of hear this series of like... And then you just see your little coin come shooting out of the room, scurrying across the ground, and the door kind of pops open, and you see this woman looking incredibly frazzled, with this like big frizz of hair, and she's wearing another one of those really elegant robes, and you can see there's somebody in that room like laying on one of these beds, like looking up with a blanket up around them, like looking super confused, or like a really thin sheet. And she kind of looks around and sees this little coin go scurrying out. You start to hear this chirping that only you can hear of it going like... and what you get from it is it's saying there's a door. There's a hidden door in that room. There's a hidden door in that room. The scary lady stomped me. The scary lady thinks I'm a spider. Please help. As it's like... and it's going... and she's just kind of like... looking at it as it's running across the room. What do you do, Pip?
I kind of just sigh, and I like prop my like boot up so that it can just run into my boot.
Oh my god. Okay. So you prop your boot up, and boot up, and it scurries up your leg and down into your boot. I'm gonna roll a perception really quick for this lady to see if she notices. No, she rolled a natural 1, of course. So she's just like looking around, and you can like barely hear her like muttering, and she's like turning back and like, I'm so sorry, just a moment, and just like looking around, and then like closes the door and goes back to whatever she was doing. Okay. What do you all do next as you are kind of finishing up your bath here? Do you do anything before Jabaz comes out to basically guide you to your next set of things that you've ordered?
Okay. My poor coin. Gilder.
The secret door. Gilder. The secret door is somewhere in that. It's like the northwestern room, like in the far. So it's like across from where you're sitting. Here, actually.
And that's like the massage room.
Yeah, here, actually, you know what? I will give you all a visual aid so that we can more clearly understand what you're looking at. So y'all are in this bath here. Manfred's sitting on the bench there, and you saw, what was it? Guilford?
Gilder.
Gilder. You saw Gilder come running out of this room, and Dummy was the one that got knocked out of this room. Which, by the way, at this point, I should mention that Calliope, you do see Dummy is now starting to like limply walk towards that other room with the little soap sign.
No, come back.
Looks back towards you.
Come back.
And comes like loping over towards you. All right.
Already provided soap. All right, that didn't hurt.
No, I think we can still get in. Well, we have to get a massage next, right? So let's go get a massage.
For the good of the mission. Yes.
Yeah.
You hear the door like slam open, and you see that big gentleman now has like a robe on and is kind of like looking a little disgruntled, and Jabaz is like talking to him, and they kind of work something out, and then he kind of leaves this area glaring at you as he goes over towards a bench and starts like putting clothing on. Jabaz comes over towards the both of you. If you would please keep whatever that was, and he kind of looks and glares down at Dummy. Please, no more of that, if you will.
Just pay more attention to what I need. And what I need right now is a massage.
Yes, all right. Well, come with me, and for you, I'm sorry, I didn't get either of your names.
The name's
You can call me Pip.
Pip, all right. And what was your name?
Cal.
Cal, all right, Cal. Cal, you come with me. Pip, Cormilla is just finishing up with her client, and you can head in with her once she is done. So, Calliope, you are led into this room with Jabaz. He takes you in, and...
sorry, which room?
Oh, sorry.
Is it...
Calliope is heading over towards this room here, and heads
Oh,
into
that
this
room. Okay. So, like, the rooms our homunculi looks at?
This is the one that Dummy was kicked out of, yeah.
Yeah.
So Calliope, you're led in there with Jabaz. He gestures towards the table. You can see, or sorry, not table. It's like well, yeah. There's the massage table there, and then in another corner there's actually like a lounge like bed as well, with like really thin sheets. He gestures to the table, and you kind of get situated, and
and like Dummy is following along, carrying like my bags.
Awesome. And he just asks like, "Oh, what kind of massage are you looking for? I can also provide you with companionship if that's something you would all prefer."
Massage is fine. Massage is fine. Well,
I think at this point, like Pip just kind of bursts through the door and is like, "Could we actually have a I would like to spend some time with my companion, actually."
Okay, so the door first open and Pip comes in saying this, Calliope, just as you're like trying to explain, and Jabaz just kind of like, "Oh, I see. Like a couples massage."
Disgusting, but kind of, yes.
It's all right.
Could we the lady with the frizzy hair over there? Can we get her?
I would love that, Pip.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, of course. It'll just be a bit of time if you don't mind waiting in the bath, and that's fine. Yes, of course we can provide that for you. And he kind of like leads you out towards the bath and goes off and like is attending to others. After some time, you see her client leave, and Jabaz like meets up with her and has a quick conversation. She looks to all of you and kind of smiles and comes over to you. Hello there. Name's Camilla. I was told that you would like to do a bit of a couples massage. Is that correct?
Yes, I'd love that.
Wonderful. If you would just come in and join me in that room over there, and I'll get you all settled. So she leads you in, and there's just the one massage bed there. You see she kind of goes to like a little closet area and like pops it open and like pulls out this like foldable massage table and is like setting it up, takes a sheet and lays it down on there, and then gestures for the two of you.
Calliope is just totally into it, like doesn't know. There's a secret group in here. It's like, okay, we're doing this.
So Calliope, you like get out into I'm assuming you take the actual table since you're so into it. Like jump onto the actual table, get all set up. Carmilla kind of is waiting expectantly, looking at you, Pip, to get on the table next to Calliope. Or is this something?
No. Okay, yeah. Pip gets on the table.
All right.
Self-conscious.
So what specifically are the two of you looking for? Are you looking for something a bit more deep body massage, or are you looking for something lighter of touch? What do you have any pain points I should know about?
My bones are aching, and I want you to fix it.
All right. I can do a bit of chiropractor work for you. I'm trained in that. And what about for you, miss? And looks at you, Pip.
A lot of tension in my shoulders. If you could get rid of that, that would be nice.
All right. Great, yes, I can absolutely do that, and I'll start with your friend here and get you situated, and then I'll move over to you, and you just tell me if the pressure's good or if it should be lighter or softer, and yes, I'll get right to it. And she goes and kind of lights some candles, which fills the room with like a really pleasant scent. Oils her hands up, starts to rub your back, getting it nice and warm. And for you, Calliope, she tells you to breathe in, and then breathe out, and she pushes, and then you hear something pop, and you kind of feel this relief. And then she goes to another spot, and all right, just breathe in for me, and out. Boom! And another pop. So she continues to do this, and kind of switches between the two of you, giving you both this like full massage treatment. Is there anything you all want to do in here, or just get a massage?
I think in the time when we were waiting in the baths, I kind of get Manfred over also, and is like, I think we found the secret entrance. I think it's in the room over there, and kind of point to it. We're gonna go get a massage. I assume you don't want one because you're no fun. And we'll let you know if we need backup, okay?
Sounds good. I'll go sit over by that bench over there, and just hope that people don't think I'm being weird. And I'll be a bit closer to the door, and that way, if I hear anything, I'll be a bit closer.
Actually, do you think you could... Hold on. Maybe you could keep our masseuse preoccupied. I think I'm going to get her out of the door in a little bit. Just buy you some time. You think you can do that?
Yes, I'll
Just talk to her. Ask many, many questions.
Okay, I'll
Tell her about your pistol.
Sure, yes. That is probably something. Yes, I can do that. I can definitely talk about my pistol and tell her all about it. Okay, yes, I'll just do that. When she exits the door, I will just walk straight up to her and pull my pistol out and tell her all about it. And yes, I can do that. But that's what I should do, right? Pull the pistol out in the middle of this room and tell her all about it. That should be fine. I don't understand. Why are you hesitating?
Actually, I think maybe that would be a good idea.
Is it okay? You had a hesitation there that made me think that maybe I need to do it differently or something. Is the pistol a bit too forward? Should I start with...
Perhaps you could...
And he pulls out this little pocket watch. Some people find this very fascinating. And by the way, for you, Pip, like, you've probably seen clocks before, but they're always on big buildings. You've never seen one like a little tiny little clock like this. I could show her this.
Actually, that is fascinating. Yes, absolutely. Show that to her.
All right.
And if you don't mind, I'd like to take a look at it later, maybe.
Yes, I would love to do that. Yes. Okay. So I'll start with this, and then I pull my pistol out. Once I've told her about it, and yes, I can do this.
Spend a long time with the watch, though. Okay.
All right.
And maybe you know, and then I like kind of turn to Clive. Be like, how long do you think it's going to take us to actually investigate this secret passageway?
Secret passageway. Have you found
what? Have you not been listening to this entire conversation? You're right there next to me in the bath.
I had the cucumbers on my eyes. It looked so nice. You had it. Ugh. Okay.
But you had cucumbers on your eyes, not in your ears.
You get confused when you're old. I probably forgot.
Well, don't worry about it. Just enjoy the massage, and then when we have the room to ourselves, we'll go explore. Okay?
Oh, do we need Rhea? We could bring her in.
No. I don't know how she's going to get in.
Oh yeah, I'll take care of it. Just say the word.
Okay.
What's the word?
Oh, the word? Okay. Dummy, come over here. Wait, and this is all like right before the
Yes,
massage,
just
right?
before you get the massage. Yes.
Okay.
We've done a flashback here.
Okay,
Yeah.
great. I'm gonna say like, wait 3 minutes, then hold your breath and get in the bag. Okay, go give this to Rhea, and then bring it back to me with Rhea in it.
Okay,
Hurry now.
Dummy goes wandering off. The bag is like a backpack, right? That they have on, like.
It's like a messenger bag size sort of
Okay.
a situation.
Okay, so I almost imagine they're slightly. It's like slightly dragging on the ground, like it's.
Oh, yeah,
it's a
yeah.
little bit dragging on the ground. So they go flopping off out the door, and you all go in and get your massage. So as you're having your massage, what do you do?
So, of course, Pip has insisted that the boots stay on.
Yes.
And having fed Gilder, you know, a little piece of glitter, maybe just as a treat, tells Gilder the plan in the bath. And Gilder starts, or communicates through, like, I don't know, little chirps.
Yeah.
Tells Gilder to crawl out and start crawling on the wall opposite from where the masseuse is.
Like so that she sees it. You like specific. Okay. All right. So
Specifically so that she sees it.
Okay. So this is like halfway through your massage.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah.
like halfway through. Oh my god. Okay. So you have a couple things happening here. So. Okay. So about. Sure, we'll see if the timing works out. So about partway through your massage, she's over there massaging your back, Pip, as you, Calliope, have kind of been set to rest after she's done a couple of these like really intense chiropractic moves on your back, and
Are you snoring?
Oh yeah, for sure. I think I've like
you just
fallen
fallen asleep. Okay.
immediately.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, Calliope, you fall asleep, and as she's rubbing your back, Gilder climbs out, crawls down your boot, goes across the floor over to the wall, like where she is sort of looking, and starts to climb up the wall. Calliope, you... Well, first, actually, Pip, because of Calliope, if you're asleep. Pip, you hear kind of a little bit of a rustle at the door, and she looks over, and the door kind of very clumsily, like... And you hear like Jabaz out there being like, no, and you hear like feet come running towards, and you see as the door slowly swings open, you see the limp dummy standing there with like the messenger bag, as she like looks over, and then she kind of like looks back towards you, and in that moment, in the corner of her eye, she sees something crawling up the wall and goes, ah! And stops and goes, I'm terribly sorry. One moment. And she goes running past you towards the door and grabs like a towel, wrapping it up. You hear Jabaz outside being like, no, don't bother them, and going and trying to grab Dummy, who's like wandering into the room. And you hear her going, ah! And goes to slap it. So this will be an attack roll. A 12. What was the AC of this thing?
13, right?
13? Okay, so boom, slams the wall, and it goes skittering off to the side.
Can I say that it just like drops to the ground and skitters underneath the door?
Yeah, absolutely. Like,
or
going
kind of
back
towards
out?
it.
Okay.
Yeah, where it's like almost out at the door.
Okay, so drops, goes skittering towards Dummy. She whips around, goes running towards it to smack it. Make a... I want you to make just like a straight dexterity roll for Gilder. So, what is...
Like performance. I guess it probably isn't proficient.
I mean, sure, if you want to do performance, this could be dex, or this would basically be like...
But it's for Gilder, right?
Gilder,
Not
yeah.
for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll just do, I don't know what Gilder's performance is.
What is...
An 11!
An 11, okay. So Gilder goes running out towards the door. Carmilla turns and goes running towards Gilder with the towel out as Dummy is coming into the room with Jabaz coming into the room, and Carmilla, so focused on Gilder scurrying out, just boom, face plants with Jabaz, and they both fuck, and they're just standing in the door, clutching their hand. You wake up at this point, Calliope, as Dummy is pulling at your hand, and you just see right now Jabaz and Carmilla like clutching their heads, standing at the door there. Yes, Pip, did you want to do something?
Oh, I think I just want to close the door.
Okay.
Just shove them out the door.
Oh, are you just gonna like literally push the two of them out the door and close
Is
it?
Manfred out there?
Yeah, you see
What?
Manfred like as you wake up, Calliope, and kind of look and see Dummy and then look out the door. You just see Manfred's like standing there awkwardly, and he starts walking briskly, like looking terrified towards Carmilla, who's currently sitting there like clutching her head, and Jabaz is clutching his head, and he goes, hello, I would like to show you my watch, and then I want to show you something else. What?
I'm getting you.
So you're trying to wave him in. He's looking super confused as Carmilla is like holding her head in pain, looking at Manfred, who's standing there like looking terrified, trying to show her his watch, and then looking at you confused, like, what am I doing? Pip, what do you do as you see all this? So you have the two of them,
Oh my God.
Jabaz and Carmilla, standing in the doorway with Manfred standing there holding his pocket watch out, and Gilder just scurrying off into the wider bathhouse.
I'm just looking at Calliope like, or... Is that the plan? This was...
You said there's
What?
time here.
Yes, there's a tunnel here, but we need to get them out of the room.
Okay, get them out. Manfred, get you.
Fine. Okay, just push them out and pull Manfred in.
Go chase the fire. I
make-
can't
okay.
fires.
You make an athletics check for me, Pip.
Oh no!
And you, Calliope, you're waving to say go chase the spiders.
Oh, maybe I'm actually gonna take the second to like look around for the secret.
Okay,
Secret
go ahead and
door.
make a perception check as you are trying to shove these two people out, Pip. So Pip, go ahead and give me that athletics check for me. And
Oh god!
I will give you a contested roll for them. I got a 9, so you just have to beat a 9.
I got an 8.
Oh my god! Okay, go
So
ahead, give
funny.
me that perception check.
Can it be investigation? Do I have enough time for that?
Probably not, because this is pretty fast.
Okay,
Yeah, sorry.
no, that's fine. 7.
You look around the room in this quick moment, and one of the cucumbers that you like pushed. No, you don't have the cucumbers on. What am I saying? But you go.
No, I brought them. I just like.
So you had them on your face when you were laying face down to get the massage. You sat up and like pushed one off. As you go to look around the room, one of them just slides down into your eye, and you get up and try to shove them both out of the room. And immediately, like Carmilla and Jabaz just like look at you and are like, "What are you doing? What is happening here?" And Jabaz looks down at Dummy, who's still like pulling at you, and you can see the bag is kind of starting to like bulge a little from where Dummy is holding it. But what do you do, Pip, in this moment as they're just like looking at you, kind of incredulous? Like Carmilla's like, "Pardon me, why are you trying to shove me out of the room? Excuse me."
There was a spider on your back.
What?
It went that
Wait.
way. Did you see it?
Go make a deception check for me. What? And she's like trying to brush it off.
We can't roll for
Oh,
shit.
shit.
Make it with
It's
advantage
ridiculous.
because you had Gilder helping you. Go ahead and make it with advantage.
Okay, with advantage. 17.
Roll above a
She is
10.
like she's like freaking out, going, "Where is it? Where is it? Do you see it? Where is it? I think I feel it. I feel it. Where is it?
You should go change. Just go take your shirt off. I don't know. I've
I'll be
seen
right back.
terrible.
Oh my god, I can feel it." And she goes running out of the room. Jabaz is standing there awkwardly. Right.
There's a spider! Are you going to get it or not?
Yes, I'm so sorry. We do not normally have vermin in here. Just one moment, please. And he goes running up. Carmilla! And goes running after her. You can kind of see, like, some of the patrons, like, standing up out of their baths looking towards this commotion. And at this moment, Calliope, the bag just goes, flops open, and you see an arm, like, peel out, and you see as Rhea, like, pops out of the bag. It's like climbing out of this bag into the room. The door is still open. Manfred's just standing there with the watch, like, slowly turning and looking over his shoulder. What do you all do?
Pull Manfred in.
Pull Manfred in. The door slams shut, and you're now in this room for probably not much time. You probably have, like, no more than 5 minutes in this room. But you're all four of you now are standing there, and Rhea's just, like, getting up out of the bag. And yeah, Pip, you see this, like, it's clearly like a bag of holding that she's, like, climbing out of and kind of catching her breath, looking around. I don't know why I thought that was a good idea. It
was a great idea. You're in here. There's a secret tunnel. Right?
All right, where is it? Where is it?
I don't know. It's secret.
Okay.
Manfred, like, immediately, like, gets down and starts, like, feeling the walls and going around. So I'm gonna roll for him. I didn't have his stat block open.
Can Pip also try and investigate, or like help him investigate?
Yes, I will give you. He'll help you. So go ahead and roll with advantage. As you rush over to help him. Also, I'm just realizing right now, both you and Calliope are I'm assuming, are completely naked right now. So, like...
Oh, yeah. Calliope is.
Except for your boots. For Pip.
Oh, yeah. But the boots go, like, almost all the way up to her hip.
Oh,
actually, they do go up to her.
Oh, wow. So these are some fucking boots. Like...
Oh, they're boots.
Holy shit.
With a capital B.
Alright, go ahead and make
so
that
she's
check.
like...
It's just, like, totally naked, standing there, and you go and help Manfred. So go ahead and make that check with advantage.
5 with advantage. How do I do that with... Oh, I can roll it twice.
Yes. Oh my god. 23. Okay.
Okay.
Yes. So in this moment, you and Manfred go over and you start feeling the walls, and instantly, what happens actually is that you catch a whiff of something that is completely off from the wonderful, like, scented candles that you're getting. Off to your right, you get this really foul, like, honestly, like sewage whiff, like, just like hits your nose, and you kind of and, like, turn and look, and there's you feel a little bit of air coming out from a crack at the bottom of the wall, and you feel and you can see there is a stone that looks like if you just push it in, it'll likely engage a latch. So, like, pushing on that, you push in on this little latch, and you pull aside, and you reveal this passageway beyond. As that is happening, Rhea is, like, out of the bag now, kind of catching her breath, looking at you, Calliope. Where are your clothes? What?
This is a bathhouse. What were you expecting?
And then she looks at it, she sees as the door is like, and you see, like, a full-on, like, stone dungeon, you know, wall with, like, dank moisture on the walls, and there's, like, a not very pleasant smell coming out, and it's dark in there, and she's just like, all right, are we all going in like this? And you start to hear kind of voices outside as like, there's more murmuring.
Yes, we're going in like this. We're going in right now.
I need to leave it now. I need to leave a bad review. We have left. Goodbye.
Yeah. Yeah. Here, and I just grab some towels and throw them at.
Oh my god. All right. So as you grab towels and throw them at Calliope.
One for Calliope, one for Pip.
All right. So you have towels. I'm assuming do you grab your like other clothing and gear with you and take that with you into the? Okay, so you have it in the bag, right? Yeah. So you Calliope just have this, like, what, like a bundle?
Most of it are in my boots.
Are your
Boots
boots
of
a bag of holding?
No, I can I make them?
I mean, if you have a bag
Actually,
of holding...
I think that I can craft a bag of holding with my artificer things.
If
That's
you,
one of the
yeah, if
magic
you
items
have...
I can make. So,
Have you already
uh,
made all your infusions?
You just
I've made.
retroactively swap them around a little bit.
I retroactively, I would like to have boots of holding.
That's... I'll give it to you, sure. Yeah, so your boots...
Okay, thank you.
Your boots are a bag of holding, so is the like, little opening for it, like, where is it? Like, on the heel? Like, do you, like, peel the heel open or something? Or, like... Or do you just
Okay,
straight up,
so
like...
these are-
Do you just
they're
straight up,
over-
like, go, like, kind of, like, peel it open and just, like, reach down?
They're kind
Just
of
walk
big.
me-
They
walk
have
me
sort
through
of a
this, walk me
big
through this.
opening.
They got
Yeah.
a big opening.
Okay, so they're like thigh-high boots, and they
Okay.
kind of have a big, like kind of swashbuckler pirate boots.
Like, they
They
flare
got a
a
big
little?
buckle. Yeah, they flare a bit, and I
Okay.
could buckle them if necessary, but then I just kind of unbuckle it and just pull stuff out of my boots.
Fuck
Okay,
yeah.
here's
I pull out a.
here's a question about your boots. So you're a satyr, and so your legs do that weird backwards thing. Do the boots go up along the leg? And so when they're thigh highs, do they like go follow that curve?
Do they
Like
have the
paint me a
weird...
picture.
Do they have the weird, like...
And then it has a
Okay, they do,
Unless-
but the boots are like extra large. Actually, they're larger than my legs are, so that they look like a normal human profile, but the rest is all padding.
Oh my god, I need to see a diagram of this, but that's
But
totally fine.
I have the
This is
blueprints. I'll
totally
show you
fine.
the
Yeah.
blueprints.
Maybe you're able to like fit the satyr legs into like a pocket dimension.
Oh, because they're-
and that's
Yeah,
how it
exactly.
works.
And then
Yeah.
the boots
They're
are just
boots
like
of holding.
stilts.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Okay,
boots
this
are-
is totally ridiculous, but I'm into it. I like this in the moment world building we just did for Pip. Okay, so Rhea and Momfred and Pip and Calliope, you all go piling into the room. Which I will remind you both that as you go piling in, I'm assuming you close the door behind you. You are very much aware of the fact that as you go into this room and close the door, that when either Carmilla or Jabaz comes back, like you will be gone, right? Like it's very clear.
I left the note.
Okay, what does the note say?
This place stinks and it has spiders. We have left. And I can use one of my like magical tinkering things to like make it emit an odor.
Oh,
And I
okay.
think it just what smells? Just like mold. It's moldy.
Okay,
We smell mold.
make a deception check for me with advantage, because you're using your little tinkering magic to add this
Four.
little odor to it.
Oh, that's a 9.
A 9? Okay. All right.
With advantage.
Okay, so you leave the note there, go into the secret room, and close the door behind you. Who is going to be taking the lead here? Who's going to be in the front?
Manfred.
So you have
No.
Manfred go in front. Okay.
Hold up. I need to get some things on. Like
Yeah.
pulling out like armor and just like clamping it on like over the towel. No, I think I'm just like wearing it.
Okay.
Like I'm throwing the towel aside.
All right. So you throw the towel aside and you start putting your armor on. We'll say that you are doing this like part way down the stairs.
Yeah.
And Rhea is looking like very uncomfortable at the top of the stairs as you all just kind of come to a full stop in the stairwell as Calliope is starting to like put all this on. Rhea keeps looking over her shoulder back towards the secret door. You descend, before you stop, you descend probably a good 20 feet down these stone stairs, which kind of become more and more clearly of like very old architecture. This is very much like as you are going down, I think for both of you being well, maybe not Pip, but Calliope, you probably are kind of recognizing like if you've ever been in a really old European city, there are areas where cities are almost built on top of cities. Like they literally just build on top of old parts of cities. This is clearly like an older part of Baldur's Gate that was built on top of. As you're going down this stairwell, and it is very dark in here. So I don't think either of you have dark vision, so you can't really see anything as you're working your way down.
But we do have magical tinkering.
Yeah, so if you have a light source, and also Rhea is unable to see as well.
I do have dark vision.
You have dark vision. Okay. You have dark vision. Okay, so let me give you dark vision actually, because I didn't give that to you on your token.
60 foot.
60 foot. Okay. There you go.
Okay, well you can go first if you want.
Interestingly enough, as the door closes and it becomes completely dark and you start to head down into this space, you notice, Pip, that Monfred doesn't seem to be having issues with it. As you're like, well, I guess you actually don't even see anything. It's completely pitch black for you. So you don't see anything. You're kind of like having to hold on to Monfred. But Monfred is just like very like carefully guiding you down these stairs. As you're going down, it's that smell of like sewage water becomes incredibly pungent and uncomfortable to deal with. You can kind of hear trickling water on stone as water's like Calliope, as you stop midway in the stairs and start putting your clothing on, you look ahead, putting on your clothing as Monfred is there kind of scanning around. You can see he's at the bottom
Dummy
of the
is
stairs.
helping me. I'm very old. I need an assistant.
Who's helping you?
Dummy.
Okay, so Dummy's like helping you get all this on. You can see at the bottom of the stairs, it just opens up into again, like you see like these walls, which look like they're probably used to be part of a crypt. There's little like nooks in the walls, all made of stone, and there is probably like 2 feet of some kind of stagnant water that's just filling that space. And that smell is rising up towards you to meet your nose.
This is bad humors. I can't have this.
One more time? I missed it.
This is bad humors. I can't have this.
Momfred is like, I don't know what to tell you. This is the situation that we find ourselves in. I can't really wave the smell away. Pip, what are you doing about not being able to see? Like, you...
Yeah, I have, so I use magical tinkering to infuse another item, just like a necklace that she is wearing, I guess,
Okay.
and to just shine light.
Okay, how much light does it emit? Does it say?
Not a lot. Let me...
5 foot radius bright.
Yeah, 5 foot radius.
5 foot radius bright, 10 foot dim?
5 foot dim.
Yeah.
5 foot
Or,
dim.
yeah, total.
Alright. That should have done it for you. I just checked
And
on Roll20. You should be able to see a bit more. So
Okay.
suddenly you do it on a necklace. So are you also putting your clothes on as Calliope is?
Yes.
Okay. So as you're putting your clothes on, you pull out a necklace out of your boots, wrap that around and like tinker with it for a moment, and then it suddenly, you like turn some dials on this necklace and it suddenly emits this bit of light.
Yeah.
Rhea, standing here, she goes, this is very nice and all, but do you mind if I provide a bit more light? It's very difficult to see down here. And she starts to pull out a lantern, like a small like hooded lantern she has on like her satchel. She's like pulling it out.
Oh, right. You have to have light to see. When we get to the bottom, I'll take care of it. Don't worry. Give me one moment. Don't rush me. I'm old.
All right. So she puts it away and keeps like looking over her shoulder up at the door. All right. So this takes probably about, what kind of armor are you wearing?
Breastplate. I think it takes a minute.
A minute.
to put
Okay.
on armor.
Okay. Well, it depends. I think like full plate is the one that takes like 5 minutes. So, but yeah, I'll take your word for it. So it takes you a minute. So after about a minute, you finally get everything on. And what do you do, Calliope?
I'm gonna be like, out of my way. And like push Cam down to the bottom of the stairs with like Dummy now like just like kind of like flying and doing this like marionette thing in the air.
Do you go and step into the water?
No. I'm like, back up, let me. So I like go down to the edge of the water. And I'm like, give me that. And I take down the messenger bag and I open it and I unfold it. And then I unfold it again and again. And it kind of like gets larger and larger. And then there's like kind of like two kind of like legs, kind of like backwards legs, a lot like Pip's, kind of like land and like go into the water. And it unfolds into this almost like a bird-like scorpion. So it's like an ostrich, kind of like mechanical creature, like just this like made of like kind of like pitted steel and like leather and like kind of like pieces of rope like going across it for like muscles. And on the back of it's this kind of like hanging like scorpion tail with this like nasty looking like point on the back.
Awesome.
And there's a little cockpit inside it. And Calliope is gonna kind of pull herself up. Ugh, oh my bones. And go like, doo, 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 doo. And the controls for this thing are actually like two marionette, like string, like kind of like hanging on the inside of the cockpit. So it's kind of like she's puppeting it from inside. And let me get this. And then the back of it, that lance, I think just kind of like sputters for a second. And there's this
Okay.
and I think it is my weapon is a radiant weapon. And while holding it, I can take a bonus action to activate or deactivate it, shedding bright light in a 30-foot radius and dim light for another 30.
Okay. So bright light in a 30-foot radius and dim for another 30.
Yes.
Awesome. So as it lights up with a hum, this whole space is suddenly illuminated, and Pip and Rhea are now able to see everything get illuminated in the space, and it reveals to you this subterranean catacomb with all these little like pockets where you can see like dusty old bodies that have been wrapped up, and there's just this probably 2 feet of water, just like disgusting stagnant water that smells awful in this space. And you can see water is just trickling down these stone walls, like out of small little cracks into the still pool below you. What do you do?
One question. So this token here that
Yes.
is the creepy your mech. I mean your scorpion.
Yes, and I have mounted it. I'm writing it.
Okay.
This is a state secret, by the way. Don't tell anyone about this.
Is there room for anyone else?
No. I mean, there could be, but not for very long.
It's very much like so Calliope, you're really how small are you? I mean, I know you're size small.
I'm size small, and I think I wrote like right under 4 feet.
Under 4 feet. Okay, so you're like under 4 feet tall, and this little mech is probably like, you know, the size of a large person. So Calliope is very much like piggybacking on this thing. It's almost like a little personalized, you know, like moped thing or whatever, right? That Calliope is riding on. Yeah, like a little chicken walker that Calliope's on. So it's like just coming out.
To play music when it unfolds. It's like very dramatic. I love it a lot. Some kind of theme song. I should talk to the bards.
Mobfred is just like looking, like kind of can't help but have this big smile on his face as he's looking at this contraption there at the bottom of the stairs.
Yeah, you're just dying to run back and tell that Screws lady all about this, I'm sure.
Well, she already knows, but honestly, I was just imagining, when are you going to let me ride it? You've told, I know I'm very big, but I think it...
You're very big.
I think it could support my weight. I just...
Maybe if you were a little bit nicer to me.
I am very nice to you. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, you'll catch on one of these days.
All right. So what do you all do?
I'm just gonna walk into the room. A couple like steps into the water.
Okay. And Pip?
Well, I want to watch Calliope take some steps in the water first, and also notice if there are any more odors that come up, or what happens, basically.
Okay. Go ahead and make a perception check as you're standing there, kind of watching Calliope enter the room. Calliope, you start sloshing through the water, and this water is definitely slowing the movement down of Dummy. This is for mechanical purposes, is considered difficult terrain.
Roll the 20.
I'm adjusting, gonna compensate. And I'm gonna like pull the like little.
Sorry, go ahead.
Like pull a couple strings,
Mm-hmm.
and like little propellers like pop out on the back of the legs and like start spinning. And I'm casting Long Strider.
Okay. I was gonna be like, this is amazing, but please tell me how this is working mechanically. Okay, so you cast Long Strider. That allows it to move through difficult
Just
terrain.
10 more feet.
10 more feet. Okay, cool.
And it lasts an hour.
So these little propellers kick up behind it as it's able to now move through the water a bit more easily. With a 20, let's see. Yeah, so Pip, you kind of have to stand at the lip. So Momfred actually steps a little into the water to kind of slowly move forward as Calliope's moving into the room. And Pip, as you're standing there kind of scanning the room, watching Calliope head off into the water, there is very clearly, there's like a little bit of a draft moving through this tunnel system directly in front of you. You can see this kind of like hallway going down in that direction. But you do catch just the faintest bit of a draft coming from the other entrance off in that direction. It is very, very faint, but you can tell based on the currents in this room that there's a little bit of a draft coming from over there.
Okay. How deep is this water?
It looks to only be about like 2 feet deep or so, which like only 2 feet, but if you think about having to walk through 2 feet of water, that's pretty challenging.
It was disgusting.
Yes, and it is incredibly disgusting. And you've just finished like having this like wonderful bath and are like all clean, and now
disgusting. I don't want to do it. Okay, but I think Pip is just going to cast Purify Water.
Okay. Wow. What does that do?
Or Purify Food and Drink. My bad.
Okay.
But I assume. I mean, come on, Purify Drink. This is disgusting water. Yeah.
Sure. I'm just wondering, like, how much drink can you purify?
Let's see. Only a 5-foot sphere, but I just need a little bit for that first bit.
So you go
to just get me through it.
You go to where Momfred is and just like gently. What does it look like when you cast this? Is this because you're an alchemist? Like, what is this doesn't have to necessarily be magical, right?
Yeah. So what happens is Pip is kind of standing there and just looking at kind of the sludge and all of the disgusting things in it, and taking into account all of the smells. Like, she's an alchemist. She knows kind of what something is kind of by its odor, and how to make it less disgusting. So she kind of reaches into her boot and pulls out like several flasks and kind of just mixes a little bit, and it kind of fizzes a bit and goes whoosh. And then she takes another little, I don't know what the components are for this. She takes a pearl out, and drops it in there, swirls it around, and then kind of drizzles it into the spot, and it kind of
as it drizzles in, it does almost that like hydrogen peroxide thing where it's like and like burbling and bubbling with foam, and for a moment the smell is relieved, and you kind of like step down into the water knowing that portion is clean. But within probably like 30 seconds, the smell starts to overwhelm your nostrils again, and you like see that foam like dissipating out, and you start to see, like, as you look down with this radiant light coming off of Dummy, there is this kind of clear patch, and you can actually see your feet down at the bottom of the water, and there's a lot of things floating in this clear water, and you start to see murk coming in and consuming the clear water. And hold on. And at that point, Pip, as you're standing there in the water, Momfred kind of in front of you, Rhea has made her way down cautiously down the stairs, is kind of looking around the room. She does have her sword out at this point. Pip, you pick up ever so faintly from the top of the stairs. You hear a click, and you hear that door slide open. And then you hear very, very soft footfalls on stone. What do you do?
Oh boy. I think Pip will alert Rhea and just say,
As
I see your sword's out. We have company.
As you say that and turn around, and you say that to her just as you finish saying it, there's a figure standing behind Rhea. And you look up and you just see this dark figure, and you see a glint of light catch steel as a blade, and it's just this figure that seems to be like consumed in the shadow, wearing all dark colors, and they whip the blade out with intense speed as Rhea kind of whips around with her sword at the ready. And that's where we're going to end tonight's session as we get ready for this little encounter next time.
Nice.
Okay. That was strangely comedic. That was like I was not
You sent us to a bathhouse. What were you expecting?
Yeah, bathhouse shenanigans. Well, hot springs episode already.
Oh my god, yeah, like right away. Like no hesitation there. Awesome. Well, I'm excited to get to know these characters more. These characters are a lot of fun. Let me send us over to beautiful faces. Thank you so much, Enyo, for joining us. Looking forward to continue playing with you for the foreseeable future. Is there anything, this is our little platform here. If you want to plug anything, we do that sometimes. If there's anything you want to plug.
Foster a cat.
Yeah, amazing. And that's awesome. If there's nothing else, Olive, I don't know if you have anything you want to plug at this moment, but I think we're good, right?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
We're good.
Okay.
Cool.
Thanks everybody for joining us this evening, and we'll see you next week and see what happens next time. Bye.
Bye.